Hi, this week for my cinema class, we got to watch Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away. I am a huge fan of this film, and I was so excited when I saw it on our modules. I legit started freaking out in my chair. So, let's get started. In Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away, it tells of 10-year-old Chihiro trying to free her parents, but the only way to free her parents is she works in the bathhouse, owned by the art antagonist Yubaba. Throughout the film, Chihiro makes friends along the way, but one of her friends is Haku. Haku is Yubaba's henchman, I guess you can say, and she assigns him to go steal stuff or do her dirty work. One of the assignments that Haku has to go is go to her twin sister's house and go steal something of hers, but when he returns, he's injured and bleeding from the inside. Chihiro took on the assignment to work for Yubaba and only attempt to free her parents, and she has no desire to really help anybody else. She's there for herself. She's kind of self-centered, kind of not, but she's also slowly starting to develop that she needs to gain more responsibilities for herself and for others. So, on the brink of death of her friend, she decides to take his job and the responsibility that he had to do, and she wants to go apologize to Yubaba's sister and return the thing that Haku stole. Now, throughout the story, Chihiro only wants to free her parents. She's been on literally survival mode to do anything that she can so she can get closer and closer and closer to the day that she can free her parents. But since that's her friend, she decides to take on the task. So, Chihiro, her friend No Face, Yubaba's son, and Yubaba's bird decide to go to the train station outside of the resort and to go to Yubaba's sister's house in an attempt that she can apologize and hopefully she can help Haku get better. The train scene in Spirited Away is, I'm not just saying this for the module or anything like that, because it is one of my top 10 animation scenes of any animated film of all time. It holds a special place in my heart because there's no talking, there's no dialogue. It's just nice little peaceful music, smooth animation, a little smidge of CGI, and just I love it so much. I think the scene is so powerful because it doesn't need words to explain what's going on. It lets the audience to interpret what Chihiro's thinking, because throughout the whole scene, Chihiro's kind of like a side profile looking outside of the window. She's either looking at the wall, to the sea, or just it feels like she's self-reflecting on something. What I mean about self-reflecting, I like to think of her thinking about how the change that she went through. I like to think about when she first started at the resort or made the deal to where she is now, doing a very serious task to save someone's literal life, and how much it can risk her future of possibly escaping with her parents. When she first arrived to the spirit resort, she was kind of a crybaby. She was very stubborn, but as soon as she got on the train and was self-reflecting about who she is now compared to the kid that she once was when she first arrived, it kind of led to a journey into her subconsciousness. When Chihiro was staying at the bathhouse, she had to face some of her fears, which was 1, losing her parents for good, and 2, even losing her own identity. Chihiro's name was stolen away by Yubaba, and when she was living at the bathhouse, or working at the bathhouse, she had to be addressed by Sen. Chihiro/Sen's work at the bathhouse was also rough because people were treating her very strictly because they didn't like her because she was a human. But when she finally gets a big task to do, which was to save Haku's life, she starts to realize how all the strict work and how she was finally taking a chance to risk her future of freeing her parents was finally becoming her being independent, like a lady. So besides Chihiro/Sen becoming an independent woman, I like to think that she's self-reflecting on morality. I like to think that Chihiro is finally starting to realize what is the right thing to do next and what is the wrong thing to do next. And I like to think that she's starting to contemplate her way of life of what it was before when she was stubborn, a crybaby, to who she is now, which is Chihiro/Sen being a little bit braver and finally taking on responsibility. He uses the word ma, or what is defined emptiness, I think including this word is really good for the whole movie, since Chihiro was starting to feel empty because she was starting to lose her identity. She couldn't remember her name or anything because of it. She had to keep a card on her 24/7 because she was starting to lose her old way of life. And because of the train scene, or at least my interpretations of it, I like to think that she's also reflecting of her old life as well, of her being Chihiro and not Sen. Okay, so that's my interpretation of the train scene from Spirited Away. I hope you like it. Um, this one will probably have to be my top favorite one that we did so far, except for Boys in the Hood and I think Lady Bird. I think those three would probably have to be my favorite that we did in the class. Anyways, 10 out of 10 movie. Peace.